What's up, y'all? For the APAC match between Jade and AMBR. What's going on? Should be a good one right here. Just waiting on me because I got to do all of it today. Waiting for a couple of people and we'll be good to go. All right. Let me just get our drones in. And we're just waiting on a commentator. Hopefully he shows up. Alright. And I'm going to get into this game too, because I got to do it. Hopefully we got a commentator coming in to help out. And we got a match between Jade and AMBR. Yeah. Alright, while I get my headset ready and signing in. All right. And I'm in. Okay. Hey Dex, we are live, buddy. We got 2 drones in. We're gonna have a good time. Alright. So first match is, looks like it's a bit. So hopefully we can get a commentator in here. Because right now, we are slim pickings. Alright, I'm gonna go on mute.
First elimination. The radar. Is the live stream on? Hello.
Hey, Exodia. Hey, are you, you're commentating, right?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay, you're live, buddy. All right, you're good to go.
Yeah. Is there a stream I should watch, or should I just go to YouTube stream?
Hey, I'll be playing, so you do what you need to do, buddy.
Yeah, I mean usually there'll be a live
Alright,
recasting of the game because I can't. Yep. Mm. Hey, Warners.
Hey.
I mean, yeah, it seems like it's having some trouble because I'm not too sure if I can see the stream without having to use the YouTube stream. So just trying to fix some stuff up. Don't know
Okay.
much about this.
I would try
I
to
was
help
trying-
you set it up, but I'm still waiting on my better PC to
Yeah,
be done.
that's alright.
Well, I guess in the meantime, does the mic at least sound okay?
Yeah, that's alright.
It looks like it's not
Yeah,
actually.
that's area.
Prepare to start.
You need to use YouTube stream and then like commentate 3 seconds after.
Yeah.
Watching stream right now. Yeah, they're starting.
Match
Ruh-roh.
starts in 3, 2, 1, go. First elimination.
Yeah, okay, so we will try and cast the game, but there'll be delay. Yeah, actually no, this is not really practical.
I was
Enjoy
gonna
the
say,
stream,
where's
guys.
just...
I think
Is it at least
I think
going on
Raiders-
YouTube?
Yeah, it's going on YouTube, but Raiders in the game, so I don't think he can like help us stream.
Ah, well, that makes sense. And Uni's probably also in the game. Firehorse is busy, I'm assuming. What about Romeo? Is Romeo playing?
Romeo's also playing.
Yeah.
Mm,
I
I
need
mean,
my
we can get
PC.
Firehorse.
We can try.
I'm trying to ping Firehorse safe, yeah. So-
Wonder what time View plans on waking up. What about Shingeki? Popular. Axe. Feel lonely in here.
Checkpoint.
How's the game go?
What's the game like?
What's happening? It's just slow. Oh, looks like they got checkpoint. Amber is
Is Shingeki
walking
in?
through. Yeah, no, he's not in. I think. Yeah, he isn't. Oh no, shit. Yeah, no, he is.
All the casters are up right now. It's insane.
Oh, the casters.
If you go to like the caster things, I wonder if Axe still has the capability of casting. Because I see that she's underneath that channel, but it could be because she's admin too. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, probably.
So I was gonna say I've never seen her cast anything.
I was wondering as well. Maybe.
What about Bueller?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, Bueller can. Yeah, Bueller can pass. But I think it was still ping. Okay. So try and get him. Well, I ping Firehorse and Bueller, but I just hope that one of them sees it. I mean, it is quite late over here.
Yeah, I get that. But the match is being casted. It's just not being commentated on, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
honestly,
that's
not really
that's
much
the
we can
most
do.
important
Yeah.
thing. And if
Yeah.
one of these don't do anything, we'll just leave it at that. It'll be fine.
I guess so, yeah.
It's not
I
ideal,
should
but
just watch. I might, in the meantime, I'll watch the Topaz stream.
just
Yeah.
ignore the Warner's guide. He didn't know what he was doing. He only had like 2-3 hours of sleep. He had been on an airplane for the past 10 hours. You know.
All I'm hearing is that you should have done better.
Why are you saying you like it was me?
Oh, okay. Oh.
Okay. Caught me.
Well. Yeah, I saw the new roster changes. Looks like you got Vega and Reaper. On.
Yeah, we
just
got
kind of-
Vega, we
yeah.
got Reaper, we got Shout, we got El Defe. Where you are
That's really
potentially taking Jedi and one other person from Envy.
Oh, all right. Okay, fair enough. that's just a stack roster in general. I mean, now. Okay, since
I'm
we
gonna
can't
be-
really see stream.
Probably just gonna be riding bench all season.
Nah.
I don't know.
no, this is-
Apparently Jedi was gonna, if Envy stuck around, told me that he was gonna try to poach me, and I was just like, oh really? I was like,
Hey,
I
we
don't know
can't
why
say
you
that,
would
we're
go
on
for
screen.
me out
We're
of
on
anybody. Oh, we're actually on the thing.
Yeah, we've been talking,
Oh,
guys. He was warned us.
I didn't-
joking, okay?
I didn't. What?
Warned us
I didn't know
yeah,
we were
it's-
actually
it's-
connected to it.
Oh no. It's
I've
alright,
been
it's
over
alright.
here chatting away. I'm glad I haven't been
I don't think
cursing.
I don't think Jedi will see the stream.
I don't
I
think
think I'll
so
skip
either.
this part at least. All right. Well, I was about to say, how do you feel about the new season? How you think the teams are gonna pair up against each other? But now, I think we're just gonna address the allegations.
Well, it's hard to say. There's a lot of new teams. Acer, of course, is by far looking like it's the most stack that's coming up this season. But there's
Yeah.
There's Icon that's going to be a new team. Viking's going to be a new team. There was
Icon?
Pew.
What
is
does
supposed to
Icon
be
have?
another team. It's like I think it's going to be a low sprinter team, maybe High Walker. It's really hard to tell.
any
I'm not
vets?
sure. Anyway,
Any vets going into that team? Like, 'cause this is actually the first time I've heard of it.
I think there's a couple, but it's not like your 3-4 season vets. It's like your 2 season type vets. I don't remember all the players, to be honest with you, because with all these different teams popping up, it's hard for me to remember. I know Icon is going to have a lot of 3v3 players on it, and the same with Pew, P-E-W. Org is
yeah,
another
Pew.
team that's popping up that's going to be pretty good. That's going to be a Dash or 2 team.
Org has a lot of good players. What?
Bueller. It says
Oh,
War Nurse's face when he realizes that everything he's saying is going on live stream. Yes, you. My jaw dropped. Yes, you're absolutely right. I was like,
It's
oh,
flabbergasted.
okay. Well, either way, it wasn't that I was trying to say it was a good player. I was what I was trying to get at. Whatever I was joking,
Yeah,
as we were
one
saying,
was trying to kind of
is
backhand himself, but in a
I
way
re-
he's also complimenting himself. So
no.
we just
My big thing is like the fact that I can't tell if he's joking or not whenever he was saying that. It's just like I don't think I'm that good to where somebody from a team like that would be like, oh yes, we need foreigners. It's
I
like,
mean,
yeah, okay.
think about it. You're in Topaz, right? And you're on yellow ping most of the time. And most of the
Yeah,
time,
borderline
when you
red
play,
thing. I hang out at like 190.
I mean, most of the time when you play, you're at least you're sometimes top scoring. You're sometimes also like top killing, right? And I honestly think that you're downplaying yourself. Like, I don't think I'm that good of a player either, but you know, as long as if outsiders say that, hey,
I might be downplaying myself, but now whenever I'm saying like as good as him, I'm not trying to say like I am a Walker tier player. I'm a sprinter. Like I do actually believe, yes, I'm a Dasher tier player at this point.
Okay,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
say low to mid at best. But Envy
best.
is full of like high Dasher, like beyond Dasher. Like I don't even consider people like quality Dasher anymore. Like that's the level beyond what a Dasher tier player is in my mind. And when people are like,
They're
"You're not
floating.
a Dasher tier player," it's like, you think he is? He may not be. Like it depends on who you're comparing him to. Like if you look at some of the Dasher tier team, like the other players on there, it's like I think they can relate to them. But now if you're putting them up against like Evil Pancake or Koala or Sandman, now that might be a little different. Like those are
I
some
get what you
players that
mean,
are
yeah.
like at the very top of their league.
It's
But-
like you don't really be like most Dasher players. You can't really call yourself Dasher until you've meet that threshold. But the threshold is so faded out now because of the the power creep,
Switching sides.
everyone or the skill, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, and
It's like-
the other thing is like there's so many sprinter players that can play, that can handle guns,
Yeah.
and dash like a Dasher tier player. The thing about them though is they don't strat like a Dasher tier player. They don't wait on team. They don't hide in corners.
They don't
They
think, yeah.
rush. They rush too much, and there are so many players
A
that
lot of these-
very easily get up to that point. Like their shots are on point. Like even look at Squirrel, brand new player. His shot accuracy is better than some of the people in the league, but because he's starting out, he's still learning some of the things, and that's what we've been working on him on. And he's already shown large improvements. But his shot accuracy is better than mine. I honestly think so.
No, I agree. Yeah, honestly, Squirrel's improvements have been outstanding. Like especially in that game, right? He was downplaying himself, bro. He doesn't see the importance of being on card and actually participating at the same time to kills and to distractions and all that. Like, you know what? And
Yeah.
I know what you mean by like sprinter tiers who don't have the mindset of a Dasher tier because their mechanics, like a lot of these, like okay, like I speak from experience, right? A lot of these players, they tend to focus a lot on the mechanics, right? Because they see like they watch the streams, they watch the training videos, right? They see all these Dasher players. They're mechanically good, but the reason why they can show us that they are mechanically good is because they know how to play the game in such a high IQ kind of level, you know? So they
Yeah.
know how they know, like they're not psyching themselves out anymore, like most sprinter tier players do. Yeah, it was,
Y'all pulled C2 this season. That's gonna be interesting.
Huh?
Y'all pulled C2 this season. That's gonna be interesting.
yeah, honestly, I didn't know how we managed that. I mean, we also got.
I
we got
remember-
rounded back as well.
So I remember him being like like we were in a lobby together. It was like him, Axe, me, and a few others. Those are the main ones I remember because those are the main ones that matter for what I'm about to talk about. But it was like he was so hell that like he was like, "All right, Axe, it's time for that 1v1." I'm just like, "Why? What?" I'm not like. Don't get me wrong. It's just like the ping difference and everything. It's like it's middle of the night for you, and it's just like, why are you? It's like, all right, whatever. And then acts like I'm not gonna beat him in a 1v1. It's like you never know. I mean,
the man.
whatever.
To be fair,
But
the man just graduated. he's
Yeah.
he's using his own sweet time. Just do whatever I want.
But
Take his feedback or
it's
something.
one of those things, and he was just like, all right, I'm gonna go in their lobby. And well, after they left, the lobby basically died. So I'm like, I'm gonna take a break too. It took like a 30-minute break, and I checked on Dash Index to see who's all on there. I still see that they've been in this lobby at one point in time. It looked like it was like an hour and a half. I was just like, what kind of 1v1 is this? Very next day, I heard rumors that C2's possibly looking at Southern Cross. Is like, that's what was going on. They were
The gossip.
conspiring.
The gossiping. Oh no.
The tea was spilt.
Oh gosh. Like
I was like,
they saw.
that makes
Yo,
sense
I'm
now.
blaming Axion on that. Axion, this is your fault for leaking the C2 transfer.
It was actually C2's fault, if anything, because he kept talking about how they need to get that lobby set up, and I was just like,
Nah.
okay.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
they were saying 1v1, and like I didn't get the 1v1 in my mind, but I mean I don't know.
I mean, I think they did.
Other players that much. They probably did.
Yeah.
But for an hour and a half, hour or something like that. I remember at a ridiculous time. It's just like the most 1v1s I've done in a row was like 3, and even those, like it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops if the players are like really hiding from each other and trying to listen to each other. But even whenever I do 1v1s, I hate doing Metropolis at this point because it's just so predictable to guess where the people are coming from. It's not even like a fair 1v1 anymore. I like to actually put it on rig, and I'll do pistols only and max dash. That way nobody's trying to pre-fire dashes and steal those, and it makes for a much more interesting match because the map's not as familiar. You know exactly where both people are spawning, and you don't have clear shots to them, but you don't know where they're going to go from there.
Yeah,
And there's
it's
plenty
like-
of corners to hide behind. There's plenty of angles to dash through. There's the one health in the center of the map, so it really... It's like a really good battleground for that, in my mind.
It's like you're on equal ground, so like if you really want to test who's
Checkpoint.
mechanically and I guess just superior in general, like you just know how to. It's just more of a fair 1v1 than having to wait at high ground or having to wait at Metropolis rails and kind of just shoot pre-fire or grab a
Well-
dash, quickly find your spawn.
The other thing about it is some people think that they win at a 1v1, that it translates over to the other game. And a little bit of it does.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The thing about a 1v1
I mean-
compared to like a payload, the strategy is entirely different. You're not 1v1.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a battle of who can hold sightlines, rooms, and travel as a team together. Where a 1v1
that
is
makes
about
perfect sense.
surprise attacks and listening and waiting. Say a dash conservation, which I guess if you're doing it like the way I was talking about, it's not as big of a deal. But I mean, it still can be. Like some players use up so much dash, and there's been times. I'm not saying every time, but there's times it's like you just sit there because you don't have dash, and they do 3 dashes. Like I don't know why you even went that far. I couldn't do anything anyways. And then they use up all their dashes and you end up killing them.
That's
I'm like,
something a
well,
lot of
that was a waste.
Yeah, that's something a lot of players are now learning not to do, especially with the wave, with the free-to-play wave. Because I remember people who came from that, that kind of that era of Hyper Dash, where there was a lot of times where we didn't care about space. We didn't really care about like actually game sense, and we were just focusing so much on mechanics because we keep saying like. A lot of these guys were hyping us up. we got it like in our heads, and we think, okay, you know what? If these guys are hyping us up, we have to do better. And by the time season 6, season 7 arrived, right? A lot of us were still in sprinter like walker area because we would try to focus so much on mechanics, and it kind of what's that? Like we plateau. We plateau. Like I remember, I was plateauing for a long while, in December and partially like January, because I found myself in that that space where I just didn't know how to improve anymore. And I was about to quit the game, and then I played a few games, found myself realizing, hey, game sense is really important.
That is one of the other things I have to say, though. It's like you can get yourself a really good teacher, but you can only learn so much from one person, and that's because everybody has their own strategy. And when people come to me and like I do a lot of teachings, I don't know how much teaching I should actually be doing with my skill set, but I know basics. I can definitely do that. And people are like, "Well, what do you do? What do you think about this?" And I'm like, "Look, every player has their own play style. My play style may not match yours, but." Either way, learning everybody's playstyle is not only going to benefit you as far as like what you do, it teaches you what to look out for. And one of the biggest ones that like all the players that come into like some of my training, they're like, well, I need help on my gun angles. And I'm like, why? Like, yes, gun angles are important, but the most important thing to realize is like, wherever you find yourself probably the most comfortable holding your guns and you can consistently hold them there, that's probably your gun angle. Like if you get used to shooting like that, you get used to shooting like that, you're going to be good at it. The two biggest ones that you know of in League is going to be the A-frame and then that little wide angle to your sides. And you'll see some players stick to one, you'll see some players stick to the other, and you'll see some that go back and forth. And that's why I tell them, it's just like it's all player preference on something like that. But the thing is it's that what matters with your accuracy is hours of practice. And then I'll go and show them what I do to get my aim on. I'll show them what I do to warm up. I'll show them what I did to practice it, and then from there it's just like, now you just got to do this for hours until you get it down. That's all there is to that. The other stuff, definitely. The boring stuff, that's the stuff that's important.
It's the boring stuff.
It is, though. It honestly and truthfully is, because it's like beating a dead horse whenever you finish it up, you know? Like, it seems so simple, but whenever you get in the heat of, like a bunch of people coming at you, your brain leaves. It's like, oh, fight. It's like, no, you're by yourself. There's 5 people there. There's a wall right there. Dash behind it. Get out of there. Stay alive.
I mean, the fact that you're in that position in the first place, you just accept your fate and learn. You just like, don't. Yeah.
At least make them kind of come to you. Maybe 1 or 2 of them will chase, and your team's hopefully right behind you. You know, I mean, like, I don't know exactly what circumstance put you into a 1v5. If you were with the team and they just all got wiped as you all got there somehow. You know, y'all are all standing in the exact same spot of rocket hit, and you're the only survivor. I don't know, but
man, I remember. I think someone told me that if that ever happens, right, you should just, as long as you have a dash, right, you should at least take, 1 or 2 of them down before you die. Even then, like sometimes it just doesn't matter. So if you ever find yourself in that space.
In my mind, that's controversial too, though. Because there's a few things you can do with that. So if you're so close to their spawn, let's say you do take one out, they're gonna respawn by the time you come back. I mean, you're probably better off alive. There's definitely times that it's just worth dying to respawn with your team. Like if y'all all, like if it's that close together and all of y'all just died, like that natural group up will mean a lot. But coming from Dark Moon, whenever he was teaching us when we were still like wee bitty babies in Walker tier, he said, sometimes if you can use your dash just to get behind them and hide, 2 things is going to happen. Well, I guess 3 things could happen. If you're unsuccessful, they kill you. If you get behind them, they may chase you. And as long as they're chasing you, you might as well have killed them. And it's going to be longer than you just shooting them, dying, and coming right back and being right with the rest of their group again. The third thing is you get behind them and you hide, and as your other team's grouping up, right before they come out, you dash out and start shooting at them and make them turn their heads a little bit, distract them, get them to where they're not paying attention to their sight lines as much. That's when your team comes out and attacks, and that could be a big advantage.
That's actually a really good idea. This is the first time. I mean, maybe we've done it like subconsciously.
Well, getting into that position, like you have to have a team that's so like Some of
Overtime.
some dasher teams, they will chase anybody behind them
Red team
till
wins.
the death of them, and
Yeah.
others are like completely ignore that. Don't go for it. Like if you come up across one of those teams, it's easy. But if you come up at like a .com with rockets or somebody gets behind them, uh, I mean I can't say this every single time, but
Yeah.
he's chased people to the end of the earth. Like he's getting those freaking rockets before he dies. Like that's on his head. He doesn't care
I mean, it
about
also
anything else that's on there.
depends. Yeah, it also depends on like the threat that you pose to their team. If you're the one going behind, right? Then
That is
they
true.
yeah
If the Rockets are missing the
because
cart 5 times out of 6 shots, then yeah, they're
I
probably
mean,
not the
yeah, they're probably
biggest
not a
threat.
threat, but I mean, like let's say you got people about like a main disruptor going behind you. The best way to actually like deal with that is not is obviously you don't want to chase, right, but you don't obviously want to just ignore them either, because they're gonna, as soon as someone dies, right, that guy's getting trapped in their spawn. I'm sorry to hear that, but that like if you don't have a player with the same skill as the person going behind you and one of you die, or like a few of you die, they can single-handedly stop your push.
Yeah, what we do
Almost like
whenever
yeah.
we get something like that is we do a group up inside the spawn. It's like, all right, we're fucking
Oh.
locked. Oop, there goes the curse word. My bad. Anyways,
Well, okay.
we're
I'm sorry.
we're
I'm sorry, stream.
Yep, sorry, chat. If I can't see, I can't even see what's happening. Y'all are just listening to us, but either way. But if we have like
Pretend this is
one or two
Dashcast.
players like really spawn locking us, we'll try to do a group push straight out of spawn. Because it's like he still may kill 2 of us, but if we can take him down, at least one of us can try to hold it until the rest of us get back.
Yeah, definitely.
It's something that you really shouldn't have to resort to, but there has been a couple times it's like they have power weapons, they're just nailing us, they have all the dashes. It's like we are stuck.
I mean, at some point, I think most Asher players will get that timer in their head. Like as soon as someone dies, you subconsciously know that they're gonna take time to get to objective. So if you get that nailed down, right, most Asher teams can utilize someone's death and then either rush or go behind, keep track. It's like how long does it take for someone to respawn? 10 seconds? Or
It takes 3 seconds for somebody to respawn, but I usually give it about 5 seconds because by the time that they respawn and get to objective, it's about 5 seconds on most
yeah.
situations. So the way whenever we do like kill counts and stuff like that, my rule of thumb is like if you kill somebody, that's 1. If you kill a second person, it's 2, and that's you keep counting up to 5, either 5 seconds or 5 people. Because if you get somewhere to where it's like all 5 people, you say, I got 5, and it's within 5 seconds, you're guaranteed that cart's down, and that's the time that you situate yourself, either in front of cart, behind cart, depending on where all your players are. Like, I mean, obviously you may have not went unscathed, but if all your players alive are at the end of that, and your disruptor just happened to just get behind them and wipe all 5 people within the 5 seconds, that gives everybody optimal opportunity to really solidify that space that he just created by getting in front of cart.
Yeah, and that's why callouts are so important there.
Yeah.
You just like you really need to, if you're on a chain, if you're on a roll, right, then you have to start calling out your kills, because people have to start getting ready to either jump on cart or to push up if you're red. Because I've seen some players, they they're silent about their kills. I'm talking about myself as well. They're silent about the kills, and then they look back and your team still doesn't know that you've killed all of them, so they're holding back. And it's frustrating because it's a waste of opportunity, and you have to remind yourself to keep telling your, like, I mean, obviously not all players can do this because like not everyone's a disruptor, right? So it's often your job to keep track. What Rap does, right, is he makes, every time we die, he makes us go up scoreboard.
Yeah, that's what we do too.
Yeah.
That way we can, and whenever I die and do that, I just read off what it says. I say it's 3v5. in our
Like,
favor, you know, something like that. That way everybody is aware. That way if there was a miscount or somebody miscounted or, you know, anything like that, it's very clear. It's like, hey, there's only 2 of us alive. There's 4 of them. Hold up,
Yeah.
back off, hold positions, wait for us. One thing I
Yeah,
learned.
that's.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I was just about to say, like, that's what really separates Dasher and Sprinter teams.
Mhm.
It's
Is information.
that habit. Yeah, that habit
And
of
one
information.
new piece of information that I've never really, like, I think it's been talked about and Sith here and there, but it's never been like really established.
like-
But with
Yeah.
Shout coming in, he's making us a little bit more aware of like calling out where your position is. Like we've always said that like if we have somebody stationed over there and siloed, like announce when you're down. That way we know we got to work out that position. But sometimes the cart's just flying, and you don't really know where your own players are, and that's where Shout is like, hey, something that I notice y'all don't do that y'all should probably be doing is saying, hey, I'm going through silo right now. It doesn't sound much, and it's not helpful for everybody on the field because not everybody needs to know, hey, he's over there in the silo, whatever. You're over there like in snipers if we're talking canyon, you know, the sniper ledge looking on that side.
Yeah.
But who it is very, very important for is the cart rider. Because that tells the cart rider is, oh, I have somebody in silo. I need to put my focuses more on the front of the map versus the back of the map. But if he doesn't even know if anybody's in silo or not, like it's really hard. Like he's like having to keep a 180 view of the map to see. He's like, okay, I could literally be attacked from anywhere at this point because I don't know where anybody is. And whenever you do that, it's scatterbrains. You're looking back and forth. It makes it really easy to get crept up on.
It's stressful, yeah.
But whenever somebody's like, hey, there's 2 of us in silo, there's 2 of us watching main, or 1 in garage, 1 on main, and it's just like, oh, thank God. I know that at least if I can see who dies, I know where to look for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
Honestly, like, I think, I mean, especially with cart riders, it's most top teams, their cart riders at least have the security of their players calling out their kills throughout the map. Like, I get what you mean by the positioning call, because I haven't really, I guess we haven't really been thinking about that as well. I'm not too, like, my memory's kind of iffy, but yeah, I get what you mean. It's really important for the car rider to know where someone is and which places are, you know, where the enemy isn't at, because if you're a cart rider and you can't, I guess
honestly,
no one's calling out.
Truthfully, the best way to think of the cart rider is like the information gatherer. Like the cart rider can make like a really big call outs and saying, oh, hey guys, like, and they can even like, if the team's doing really, really well, they can even like pull up their little scoreboards and everything to kind of like help guide how many people are actually down. But if you hear, and the reason why I think positioning is also important, it only takes 1 person to kill that cart, especially from behind.
Yeah.
And if you have your disruptors up there, oh, I got 4. Ooh, I got 4, but it's never 5. It's like, where's that last guy at? And is anybody like, is he just crept way behind us and picked up the shots in the back and is just about to start blasting us from Mars? It's like, and it happens. It really does. And it's because
Someone's not calling him out.
nobody was watching that area at all. And somebody just completely crept by. Nobody was able to say, hey, one just snuck by me or anything like that. Like he went unnoticed because
I guess it also
there was
leads
nobody
up
there.
to the that kind of leads up to the whole, like, if someone goes past you, should you go behind and kill them, or should you ignore them? Because
I would say that depends. Like that would be a big situational thing. Like you want to keep the space, but if the bare minimum, you need to announce it. But if you have 3 players up ahead and they've just really got things locked down for a minute, I would say that it's probably okay to go chase them. Definitely if they're carrying heavies, SMGs, or something like that with them. But if you're like really fighting and the fight's like in garage right outside cart, it's probably just ideal that, hey, there's somebody behind us. And at that point, it's like cart rider probably should just get ready to hop off cart and help out with the fight. Or some people believe in that strong ride it until you die thing, which I used to believe very heavily on, but at this point I'm like, yes, but no.
Red takes
it takes too
B.
long to respawn and get back to
Blue
cart.
takes
And if
A.
you can keep your hold and then get back on cart, you can make longer pushes.
Blue team
Like
scores. Counter.
it's
Red
hard to
team
say
countered.
stay
Red
on the
takes
cart
A.
every second and
Blue
die on
takes
cart.
A.
Like ideally,
Red
yes,
takes
but I
A.
mean, you don't want to just keep
Inefficient,
hopping on
basically.
cart
Red
with
takes
like
B.
3 people around it. You're like, if you can potentially hold down the cart and push it further, I mean, by all means, just do that. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I mean,
Red
that's
team
one of those topics that
scores
you're going to hear
victory.
very strong
Countered.
one side or
Red
another.
team countered.
Yeah,
Red
I mean,
countered.
you know, I guess
Red team.
I guess you really never
scores
know the
victory.
answer unless you
2.
are a cart rider
Countered.
yourself. Like
Blue
it's
takes C.
sometimes it's just built into you what you should do when someone's behind, or if your
Yeah.
team's
Red
calling out,
takes
hey,
A.
like someone's going behind, or it's like team wipe. Then it's either
Blue
your
takes
job
B.
to assist in that, get someone to swap with you, or stay on
Blue
I
the
mean,
takes
push.
C.
If your entire team's been wiped and there's
Red
3 people coming
team
for you, that's one of those
countered.
situations. You're not
Blue
going to do
takes
much.
B.
There's somebody behind you. You're probably not running away from
Red
that.
takes B.
It probably is best just to ride it until you die at that
Blue
point. But if
takes
you have the
A.
chance of keeping your hold and keeping them from losing all that space you created, then I think that
Blue
space
team
is just the
scores
tiniest
in
bit
for
more
countered.
important, so you can get the longer
Countered.
cart pushes
Red
versus trying to
team
micro push
countered.
it from the middle of the map.
Blue takes C. Red takes
Well,
C.
I mean, I definitely could be wrong on that. That's just got in my
To be honest,
mindset, and I'm not going to be that guy sitting at the table saying change my mind, because it definitely could sway pretty quickly as I learn on that particular
Red
subject.
I mean,
Red team countered.
looking at the skill, I'm still trying to like think of the term. I can't remember. It's like
Red team
when a
scores
game's
3. Countered.
player base progressively gets like the skill progressively gets higher. It's not power creep, because
Blue takes A.
that's for like games, with hero shooters.
Red takes A.
I'll just call it power creep, right? Well, the power creep for
Blue
like
takes
Hyper
A.
Dash, I'm thinking that by the time season 8 actually arrives, or even season 9, right? Most objective players will have
Blue
that
countered.
skill to be a
Blue
disruptor
countered.
anyway. It's like there's no longer a
Red takes A.
cart pusher that
Blue
doesn't
takes A.
that's there because they
Red
don't
takes
have
A.
that
Blue
capability.
takes A.
Do
Red
you get what I'm
takes
saying?
C.
Mhm.
It's like
Red countered.
it's like a cart pusher
Red
will
takes
have
B.
to know how to
Red
disrupt and
takes B.
be mechanically skilled. Plus the the smarts of
Blue takes
a
B.
cart pusher. Like
Red
someone like
team
that
scores
will eventually
3.
come and
Countered.
let's be honest, whichever
Red
team gets
team
that kind of person, they'll
scores
just
3.
dominate, because
Countered.
card pushers are so important.
No, they
guess that's what we're
really
trying to
are,
say.
and it's honestly, in my opinion, it's probably one of the
Blue team
hardest
countered. Red takes B.
roles
Blue
to be
takes
good
B.
at.
Yeah.
Like anybody can push a
You never
card,
see
don't get me
it.
wrong, but at the same time, it's a
Blue
lot of
takes
information
B.
coming, and knowing what to do
Red
with that
takes
information
C.
and process
Blue
it,
takes C.
that's an entirely different thing, and it can really affect what you do with that information that you get. It can really affect what you do on that card.
Blue takes
I
B.
mean, like I said, anybody can push the card, but there's some people that it's almost impossible to
Red
kill
takes
them
B.
on that card.
Yeah,
And when
I
you
get what
do,
you
it's
mean.
probably because you wiped out their entire team with them. I remember, I don't remember which D member it was, but they used shotguns
Red
and
team scores
shield.
3. Countered.
Yes,
I think it was
Red
Vert or something.
team countered.
you might be right. I
Red
remember
team
like
scores
they had like 4 people on him and they could not kill him. He had
It's just-
so
yeah.
much of a feel of where to position himself on
Blue
that cart,
takes
where to
B.
raise the shield up, because he would like step off the side of the cart, use the cart to block the bottom half of his body, raise the shield up just enough, and just
countered.
basically reach the shotgun
takes
around, and
B.
he would kill
Red
2
team
people, and they're all like
Blue
right there in
takes
his
B.
face, and they cannot kill him. And it's just like, That is insane. Like, I
know the
could see
mix between,
myself
like,
trying to kill somebody like
yeah,
that. I couldn't.
it's
I know I can't.
Blue takes B.
it's a mixture
Red
between
takes
like
B.
knowing where to position
Blue
yourself
takes
on the card, which
B.
I can't comprehend because
Red team
I'm looking at the card and I
scores
see a
3,
small
2,
rectangle. I'm
countered,
like,
red
how do
countered.
you move
Red
so
takes B.
well in that space anyway?
Yeah, I've gotten better at it. I've learned because it was that clip that I've kind of worked on things. But one thing I didn't really notice about the cart until here recently
Blue
is there's a
team
little
scores
triangular
in
notch,
3,
like right there where the
2,
shield meets the
countered.
cart that goes in there, and
Blue team countered.
you can use that like a lot. Like
Blue
there's
team
that like whenever
scores
you're coming around
in
launch pad and people
3,
like hide out in that little shield
countered.
in the
Blue
health room
team
underneath
scores
rockets.
countered.
As the cart's like coming around that
Score
corner,
countered.
that second,
Red
Yeah.
that
takes
first
A.
corner after checkpoint, there's been a couple of times, and I haven't been doing it that long, but I've already like 2 or 3 times, I've shot through that tiny little triangle into that little health room because somebody was trying to sit in there and get the health, and I was able to get the kill, and I was just like, that is so easy
Remember
to do.
which triangle you're talking about.
So if you look at the cart,
Countered.
there's
Is it
the windshield of the cart, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it has the 2 sides of it that kind of fold at an angle.
Oh yeah.
Where it connects to that part that sticks up from the base of the cart, there's a tiny little triangle cut out of each side of it,
Blue takes B.
and it's just big enough to like shoot your gun through, and like you can look through the shield of the cart, and the only thing that you really expose, unless somebody dashes behind you, whenever it's like a side cart view, that's like the perfect position for it because you're protected from everywhere other than that top rail at that point, basically, and the little the bridge
Yeah.
as well where the paper room is.
Red takes
But
A.
whenever you're coming around that corner, you get a good
Blue
peek
takes B.
into that little health room. You see their feet before they can like see what you're doing, and you can start blasting at them through that little triangle, and they can't get a good shot on you. Like they would have to shoot through that same tiny triangle that you're shooting from, or
Yeah,
jump
and it's
the cart.
and it'll be a lot
Or-
harder to because you're literally protected by the card, so most of their bullets probably hit the card before it hits you.
Exactly. And I'm not saying like it's something that you can use all the time, but like I never really thought about like utilizing the shape of the cart like that to where it can actually put you at a huge advantage. Like
Blue takes A.
and then also like whenever you're fighting around the cart and like you hop off into the side and start walking kind of towards the front of the cart, and somebody walks on the cart to kind of chase you, you can blast through that little triangle as well because like you're a little bit more conscious of it than they might be. I mean, some people obviously are probably not as naive to that little space,
Blue team scores
but
encountered.
you should check it out the next time like you hop on a payload match. Just look at the cart, and right there where that windshield meets the base of the cart, there's a little triangle, and it's actually
mic that
really
on,
useful to keep in mind that
Might get
that's
on in
there.
a few minutes. Yeah. Well, not in a few minutes, like maybe after the class is done. But yeah, I think I know what you mean because I like I said, I never really ride cart unless
Red
there's no one
team
on the cart,
scores countered.
and or like maybe like at the end of a best when we kind of have to
Blue
jump on
takes
cart, you know.
C.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Blue takes
by the
A.
looks of it, I might be cart rider or bench warmer, one of the two this season.
Blue team scores encountered. Red
We'll
takes
see.
C.
But so I've been practicing
I'm
cart a
looking
little
at the
bit more.
roster. So I'm looking at the roster.
Blue
Okay,
team
let's see. You
scores
got
in
yourself,
3
Raider Gator.
countered.
Raider Gator is getting a lot better. I've been saying.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne's Jason Bourne. Did you guys always
Red
have
takes
counter
A.
indigo?
Red team
Yeah.
scores.
Yes, we've always had
countered.
counter indigo. I think he's
Red
played
team
um,
scores
half
3.
of a match this
Encountered.
past season.
Blue team
He's
scores
he's our good
countered.
luck charm, okay?
Red takes C.
Okay,
Blue
okay.
team
He's your,
countered.
In my
Holy
opinion,
cover.
probably one of the
Blue
most
team
solid dudes in
countered.
Dashley. He's like Dahl, the guy
Oh, yeah,
version of
definitely.
Dahl.
Blue team countered.
I
Red
think he
takes
was in
B.
Thieves when I joined for Hyper Cup, or when I joined it for the first time, like
Blue
right
takes
before
A.
the fifth season started. And he was such a
takes A.
stand-up guy.
No,
Blue
he's
takes
honestly
B.
amazing. He doesn't make very many practices and all that. He's a very busy guy on top of that. But he's
takes B.
actually gotten like I don't know where he's getting some of the improvements that he's
Blue
gotten.
takes
I mean, don't get
B.
me wrong.
Red
With
takes
him
B.
being so busy and missing practices, he's
Blue
definitely
team
fell behind
scores
from
in
season 1
encountered.
Sith to where we are now. But
Takes A.
It's one of those people that it's just like it's really hard to say goodbye to somebody like that, and we keep him around. He's our good luck charm, and he's there for us. He's
Red takes
definitely, if he could play more, he definitely would. He is all about Sith.
Blue takes A.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, if you got someone
it's
like
ref-
that, right, you can just lighten up the mood.
Red
Keep
takes
him on a
A.
leash.
yeah,
Blue takes B.
yep. He's not going nowhere
takes
right now.
B.
He's stuck with us for a
And
moment.
Red takes B. Blue
I see you got
takes
Zach,
B.
man. I forgot if he was on your roster.
Red team
He's
our-
scores 3.
He's our big button
Two
pusher. If
countered.
you've ever go
Red
back and like
team
watch some of our matches
countered.
and look at his score and his kills,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Takes B.
significantly
Red team
scored higher. I mean, you can even
Okay.
probably go look at his
Red takes
stats and how many
Red
buttons
takes
he's
B.
pressed, and it's
Red
insane.
countered.
Did you end up in a leaderboard by any chance? I thought I saw him once or twice.
He's up there with the
Red
button
team
presses for sure. So
scores
like
3 countered.
domination and
Red takes
control
B.
point,
Blue
particularly
Yeah.
waterway domination
Red
and control
takes
point.
B.
He's pressing buttons. I don't even know if he shoots his pistols or anything. I know he picks up shotguns. I don't know if he actually
Blue takes
uses
B.
up more than 6
Red
shells
takes
out of a
B.
case of shells.
Blue takes B.
A lot
Red
of his,
takes
um,
B.
A lot of
Blue
his points
takes
come
B.
from just
Red takes
button
B.
pressing and
Blue
avoiding
takes B.
death.
Yep, he hits that button and he dashes away.
Blue
He's pretty
takes
quick at it.
B.
He's kind of like that Nemo fish with the
Red
bubbles.
takes B. Blue
Bubbles.
takes
But
B. Red
he hits it
team
off.
Scores 3 countered. Blue takes
What else?
A.
All right.
Red takes
Okay,
A.
you got Aries of War. Is it Aries or Airs? I said Airs for like.
It's
the longest
Aries.
time.
It's the same as the what is it, Greek god, right?
Red takes
Yeah,
C.
Aries.
The
God of
Grecian
War or
god.
something. Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
God of War. Oh God.
God of
I don't know,
War.
yeah. He is honestly looking at his stats. He's scaring me. He's scaring me a lot.
Blue takes C.
Oh man, me and him were having basically a little
Red
competition
team
throughout the
countered.
whole thing, and then as I kind of
Red
got
takes
pushed away
C.
from disrupting a little bit more, he started
Red
creeping up even
team
faster.
scores
He's definitely got
countered.
the headshots down more than I do. Like I was ahead of him all the way through about halfway through the season, and then I think he took over big time on the headshots from me.
Red takes
And then
C.
I also didn't get as many kills because I was more like a droning and
Yeah.
or
Red
flexing.
team scores 3
And
countered.
Typhoid
Red
and
team
Vune
countered.
basically. It was between Typhoid and
Red
Vune and
takes lead.
Typhoid and Ares that basically took over disrupting.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean,
Blue
Aries.
takes A.
I've watched at least. I watched
Red
like, at
takes
least
A.
three Sith games when you guys weren't like like maybe when we weren't versing each other, but
Blue
man,
takes
Mhm.
B.
like Ares is like accuracy has significantly improved.
I mean,
Red
he
takes
tries
C.
to find Rusty and 1v1 him as many times as he can.
Seriously?
He loves to
Maybe I
1v1
should-
Rusty. He knows he's going to lose, but he likes to do it. It's a challenge for him.
Red takes
Maybe you should like
A.
hook me up, you know?
Yeah, I
Red
Red
mean,
takes C.
you should you should go do a waterway
Scores
sniping challenge
countered.
against Rusty to see what you
No, absolutely not. You know, I did.
What was
I
that
did with
voice?
Satan.
No.
Scores in 3
I
fear.
I did that with Satan once, right? And
Mhm.
my long range
Red
accuracy.
takes
Oh,
B.
I guess it was like a month or two ago, but I don't know about
Red
now. But
team
my long
countered.
range accuracy back then was so
Countered.
bad.
Red team
So
score
terrible.
countered.
I
Red
only
takes
killed like
C.
out of maybe the 10 minutes that we
Red team
like
scores
just shot each other.
3,
She killed me at least
2,
15 times,
1.
and I only got like
Red team
3 or 4.
wins this round.
Well, I didn't I haven't a 1v1 Rusty. It's a waste for me to do something like that. I already know the outcomes. I did, however.
Match
So
starts
Rusty
in 3,
recorded him and Ares
2, 1.
doing their 1v1 and
Match
Ares
point.
posted it. We got to see that. I did learn one thing
Blue
from that.
takes C.
And I know
First
about pre-firing.
elimination.
I didn't realize how
Countered.
much Rusty pre-fires on Waterway. So what I noticed he does is he'll see somebody like hanging out and
Red takes
dash
B.
one
Blue
way
takes
on
A.
like behind, like all the way in their base. And as soon as they do that, like he could probably gives it a second or so or whatever. But he starts immediately shooting directly above the barriers, expecting them to hop there.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. It's like it's so obvious, but it's just something that I've never really thought about as much. I guess whenever you do it so often and it's been successful for you, but a lot of times people would. It was very predictable. Like actually watching it over and over again. Like it was almost every single time. Like he just watches where somebody goes and like where they stop and they hang out for like a second. It's almost guaranteed they're gonna dash right up above that next one. Definitely in a sniping challenge. And
Yeah.
as soon as they land there, like they're getting sprayed with bullets. And I was just like, huh. So I've started doing that a little bit, and it's just like that makes a big difference. Like I've already like pre-fired rails all the time, but I haven't ever like pre-fired above the little barriers, and that it's a big thing.
I think it's also a bit of confidence. Like you need to like get that down in your head that okay, if someone's gonna be there, just spray somebody. Like even if you don't hit anyone, at least you got that area down, so no one's actually gonna be there. But even like if you do end up hitting them, you're getting the extra damage and you don't have to, I guess, line as many shots as they have to do at the same time. That's the beauty of pre-firing. Like a lot of the time when I do 1v1s, right, it's like my like I guess it's just it's easier if you pre-fire, but I feel like at some point you don't want to pre-fire so much because like I don't know how to explain it because
it gives away your
I find-
position, but at the same, and
only
if
does
you
that,
come in a counter, then you have less bullets in the chamber. But if you're watching like he is, you kind of know where everybody is on the map, and if somebody comes at you, you're probably not going to engage them because they caught you on surprise.
Yeah,
You're gonna
definitely.
dash away, but you get the opportunity to recoup from yourself. But what it can do, and what it would definitely do, like on a waterway, is it limits the numbers that are in their base and allows your people from B to push out. Like, you probably aren't going to be sniping all the way to their base if there's people at B. You're going to be shooting at B instead. But otherwise, like if you,
you just I guess you're just playing the game at some point. Like
yeah.
you don't really.
That's very true, and that's another thing is like realizing when to do what. That's another big part of it. It looks like, oh, okay. I thought Jade was about to lose it. They were close. The first time we actually like hopped in, I actually mentioned the actual match that we're supposed to be commentating. We're over here just chit chatting.
I mean, it looks close. All right, okay, let's actually use some actually. Okay, so it looks like Thane Slayer got the kill. And that one gets killed by Radiator.
Yeah.
Okay, not.
But the thing is we're like, what is it, 10 seconds behind where it's actually going to be at.
Let's just predict 10 seconds, like behind.
Yes.
Like, yeah. All right. Looks like.
That's a point for Jade.
Oh no! Don't.
I thought I had it. I thought I was right. I was like, wow.
Looks like
I have powers.
Blue takes B.
Oh no. Okay. Let me watch the game. Alright.
Red takes B.
Looks like
Well, what we can do that way we don't sound so silly. We can kind of talk about like what the other players are doing. You can definitely see that Amber's killing power is way over what Jade can do. But there are only 5 minutes on the map, so Jade has definitely been giving them a lot of heck and getting right back to those buttons and taking over a button, making it difficult for Jade to come over. To overcome even with the killing power. So I think it would be fair to say that Jade has maybe a little bit more of a strategic approach, because if you like, there is a very clear difference in the killing power. The only one on Jade that's like even remotely close to what Amber's putting out is going to be Leo, who has 64 kills, over double what any of his other teammates have.
Yeah. Holy shit, Leo. my Rapscale is
Red
just going
team
to tear. Like
countered.
he's
Blue
going to
takes
Romeo
C.
he's going
and
to
Raps.
Score countered.
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
Blue takes C.
they're making it very difficult for a lot of the Jade players to stay alive right now.
Blue team scores in
Why do we give
countered.
Amber Nugget again? Because this just looks sad.
I'm not even going to talk about this,
Hey.
particularly on the stream. All I got to say is, Amber, I
Blue
hope
takes
you're
sorry.
happy.
C.
I
Red
really
takes
hope you're
B.
happy.
Red
But
takes
to
B.
be fair, though,
Blue takes
they
B.
did bring up somewhat of a fair point. But it makes me almost feel sorry
Red
for
takes
Uni
B.
because he really wanted him too.
Yeah.
Blue
But,
takes B. Red
I think
takes
that's what I'm
B.
saying. Jade
Blue
should
takes
have
B.
really gone. Okay, I maybe okay. Yeah. Let's just.
I was gonna say we probably shouldn't talk about this here, but all I gotta say is Amber, I hope you're
Red
happy.
takes B.
I can't like I'm watching the stream and I can't even
Blue
recognize
takes
which
B.
voices am I talking to because I heard I just
Blue
I heard you
takes
say
B.
the same thing. I'm like, yeah.
Red takes B. Red takes A.
But
Well,
either
okay,
way,
well,
I
at
don't
least-
think it's. I
yeah.
will say though, even
Red
with them
team
taking Nugget,
scores
unless they
countered.
brought like their
Blue
top
takes
top
A.
top
Blue team
lineup,
scores
it
in
still
countered.
would be a
Red
fight.
countered.
Yes, they probably do have
Red
the
takes
highest
red
killing
team
power at this point with their
scores
top
3.
lineup.
Countered.
But
Red
if
team
everybody brought their top
scores
lineups, it's
3,
still
2.
somewhat
1.
close.
Red
I will
team
say I do
wins.
at this point after seeing some stuff. I do think Jade is the most deprived as far as heavy killing power goes.
yeah, I get what you mean. I mean, look at the roster. I mean, okay, let's say top roster. I'm still. Let's say Cream gets on. Right, that is Jade's only like. I guess.
Hey! I think
international-
Amber wins 10 seconds later. But also,
Oh,
I think
really?
you're underselling Uni.
No, definitely. No, I'm saying like overseas, you know.
Oh,
International.
overseas. Yes, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, Jaded's getting really good as well, but Cream is like considered like a top
Oh,
player,
yeah.
like
I got
above
you on
everyone
that.
else, kind of, you know. But then, you know, with Amber, even if they don't get Sugarcane or Sandman, they still got Romeo, Saiyan Slayer.
Yeah,
They've got the
Romeo,
Chinese
Saint
players,
Slayer,
like Zero,
Rapscallion,
LV.
Nugget
Yeah.
now.
And Nugget, yeah. So, if let's say you put both of their top teams, I mean, you're getting
It
punched in the face.
would still be a slugfest. Like it would be a fight,
Mhm.
even without Nugget.
It'll
on
be a
there.
fight.
Now, if they didn't have Nugget and Cream actually did show up, it probably would maybe tip it towards Jade a little bit more. If like Jade, Tipsy, and Uni, like those are all like really, really, really strong established players, that might change things a tiny bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Anyways, guys,
I mean,
thanks
Still
for
would be a
let's
commentating.
consider Nugget. Look, Raider, we were wanting to commentate. We did, every time we did, we were like 10 seconds late in the stream because we didn't know what was happening.
Oh yeah,
he's not on here yet, is
yeah, I know.
he? Oh.
Yeah, to do both at the
Stream's still
same
up. We're gonna
time.
keep talking until Raider comes in there and says, "All right, guys,
Did you hear me now?
sorry about that."
Yeah,
Okay.
now we hear you.
Okay.
No.
but-
That was me.
Yeah,
Imitating
that was
Raider.
great.
Sorry, Raider.
No, you good, man. Anyways, I got things to do today. So I'm gonna make it
But
real quick.
anyways, sorry for selling out Sith secrets. Don't hate me, team. I did not realize I was being recorded. He tricked me. he bugged
Yes,
the
I tricked-
comms without my knowledge.
I bloated
He-
him. I was
he-
giving him
he,
enough confidence.
Very slyly hit that record button.
There we go.
We were just having a friendly chat, and the next thing I know, I was being broadcasted to the world.
He was talking about all these little things that aren't supposed to be talked about.
I mean, there was only one thing that I like. There's more of a private DM back and forth conversation between me and Jedi. But at the same time, it wasn't like there was nothing nefarious going on. He just, and like using the word poach may even be a strong thing. He said, I considered taking you, which in my words is more or less, I was going to try to take you from Sith in a sense, or I would have taken you from Sith. And the whole point of me even saying that wasn't to brag about that. It was to say, is like, I don't know why out of any other player that you would potentially try to approach, it would be me, but okay.
You see how he's backtracking?
I'm actually not. I just restated what I said. I took one word out and
Yeah.
switched it out because poach sounds so horrible. So and he didn't say
Especially on
poach. He didn't say he was going to pay or anything like that. He just said, I was considering trying to take you. And I was just like, okay.
All right. Well,
Anyways,
At
guys, I'm gonna
least-
close this live out real quick, and you guys can keep
Oh, wait,
on
it's still
talking.
live?
Yeah.
Yep. We're still live.